Hey everybody, welcome on our channel. In this video we are gonna see, what if Naruto had earth bending and becomes the Chronicle, part 2. If you are new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe our channel and like the video too. So without wasting any more time, let's start the story. One morning in the sky, Naruto was riding on Pepper with Jinora steering and Asami riding with them. Naruto spoke to Jinora, "How much further until we get to Republic City?" Jinora smiled, "We're already here, Naruto." Naruto looked down and gasped upon seeing the metropolis known as Republic City. "Wow!" he gasped. Pepper got down lower as they flew past the statue of Avatar Aang. Avatar Aang. Jinora nodded, as Pepper touched down on Jinora's former home. "Welcome, Naruto, to Air Temple Island." Jinora welcomed him. Naruto climbed off with Asami and looked around. "Wow. So you and your siblings grew up here on this island?" Naruto asked the Master Airbender. "That's right. It was like the safest place there was, but now we use it as a second headquarters in case anything were to happen at one of the air temples." Asami spoke up, and after harmonic convergence a lot of spirit vines overflowed the city. "I had to spend time here until the city and the spirit learned to live together. Why don't we get settled in?" Jinora suggested, "and after we'll give you a tour of the city." "Awesome!" Naruto said in excitement. So after the three got settled in, they took a boat ride all the way to the city. Naruto looked around in wonder as the whole city was part forest due to the spirit vines and part electrical with moving transportation devices he learned were called Satomobiles, developed by Asami's family company. What really astounded him was all the little spirit creatures that were flying around or roaming the city alongside various citizens. "So this is Republic City?" Naruto asked in wonder. "That's right. A lot of wonderful things happened in this very city," Jinora explained. Naruto looked over seeing a pillar of light shooting into the sky. "What's that?" "That's the spirit portal Korra opened up during her battle with Kuvira," Asami explained. "It connects both our world and the spirit world." "So there's more than just the portals in the north and south?" Naruto asked. "Correct," Jinora confirmed. "Can anybody use this portal to go to the spirit world?" Naruto inquired. "At first it was open to all, but over time to ensure no unwanted force were to enter it we had guards block it off and only those with authorization can get in," Jinora explained. "I guess there were still others willing to cause problems in the spirit world even after Korra defeated Kuvira?" Naruto asked. "Unfortunately," Jinora replied. They continued walking until they made it to the park. Asami spoke, "This is Avatar Korra Park. It was named after Korra sometime after her fight with Sahir." "Amazing," Naruto said, as he saw a statue of Korra. He smiled at the statue and noticed Asami looking at the statue closely while smiling with a single tear in her eye. Naruto was confused, until Jinora spoke up, "Asami, come on, we need to introduce Naruto to his new waterbending master." "Oh, right." Asami snapped out of it as the two old ladies escorted Naruto off. Soon enough they arrived at Future Industries, which since Asami's younger years had grown and expanded just as the city did. "Welcome to Future Industries, Naruto," Asami began. "My company makes some of the best technologies and automotives in the world. Konoha's got nothing on this stuff," Naruto said, in wonder. They went inside the factory as Naruto looked at all the machinery building devices from vehicles to other electronic devices. Jinora spoke to Asami, "Looks like Akiza's got the place under control as always." "Yes, she sure does," Asami agreed. "Who's Akiza?" Naruto asked, until they heard a voice in the distance. "And how are our sales looking in the Fire Nation?" "Sales are up by 20%. A voice said. They looked ahead and saw a woman in her 40s dressed in a business suit with dark skin, long black hair, and blue eyes. She was surrounded by workers giving her the latest in their sales. "Excellent, and how are they in the Earth Kingdom?" the woman asked. "Up by 15%. Another worker answered. "Splendid. Akiza. A voice called, as the woman known as Akiza saw Asami and Jinora. Could you all excuse me? She asked, as she slipped out of her crowd of workers and went over to the two older ladies. Mom. Jinora. She hugged the two. It's so good to see you. Jinora greeted her. Naruto looked up realizing the woman addressed Asami as Mom. Mom? He asked. Akiza noticed the boy. Is this him? She asked Asami. That's right, Akiza. This is Naruto Uzumaki, Korra's legacy. Akiza smiled and she lowered herself to Naruto's level. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Akiza. I'm Asami and Avatar Korra's child. Child? Naruto asked in confusion. Adopted, actually, Asami cleared the air, but yes. Our child. Naruto was beyond confused, until Akiza spoke up. So Jinora told me you need someone to teach you about waterbending, right? Yes, ma'am. Naruto nodded. Well, you're in luck. I learned all my waterbending from Mama Korra, and I can teach you the same way she taught me. I'd appreciate that. Naruto replied. Come on, we can go to my place. Akiza offered. Are you sure you should be leaving now? Jinora wondered. Things are all in order here. They can manage the rest of the day without me. Plus I want to get home to see my family. Well, let's get going. Asami said, as Akiza left with the three. They arrived at the Sato mansion, with Naruto looking up at the building. Wow. You live here? He asked Akiza. Yes. At first it was owned by Mom and Grandpa Hiroshi. Akiza motioned to Asami. But when Mother retired from Future Industries and I took over, I inherited this place with my new family. She showed them inside. When Naruto entered, he looked in awe at how luxurious the mansion was, almost as if it were built for a king. Wow. He gasped. Walking in was a man roughly the same age as Akiza. He had short brown hair and wore glasses over his green eyes. Akiza. Welcome home. The man greeted her. Thank you, Coke. She hugged the man and spoke to Naruto. Naruto, this is my husband Coke. Nice to meet you, sir. Naruto greeted him. So this is the new avatar. A pleasure to meet you. Coke shook Naruto's hand. Mommy. Grandma Asami. A voice cried, as they saw a girl about Naruto's age come down the stairs. She had dark skin like Akiza, short hair tied into a small upward ponytail like Korra used to have when she was a child, and wore water tribe boots, blue baggy pants, and a black sleeveless shirt. Ming, Akiza hugged the girl with Asami. Have you been a good girl? Asami asked. The best. Ming answered brightly. That's my granddaughter. Ming noticed Naruto and looked curious. Hey, who's that? Akiza smiled, someone who will be with us for a while. This is Naruto Uzumaki. Ming approached and smiled. Nice to meet you. She noticed the marks on his cheeks. I love your cute birthmarks. They look like little whiskers. Naruto blushed sheepishly. This is my daughter Ming Ming. Akiza introduced Naruto. That's me, but please call me Ming. The girl added. Okay. Naruto nodded. Naruto's going to be learning how to waterbend, just like you. Akiza explained. Ming looked excited. Really, then does that mean I have an underclassman? That's right. Cool. Ming cheered, as she brought Naruto over. You're gonna be learning waterbending by not only my mom, but me as well. Can't wait. Naruto replied, while feeling flustered at how close Ming was to him. Why don't you take Naruto around back and show him some of the basics? Akiza suggested. I'll be along with you shortly. Okay, mommy. Come on, Naruto. Ming dragged Naruto along, as he tried to keep up with her. Ming took Naruto out back to a beautiful garden complete with a large pool. They stood before it. As Ming spoke, we can use this to help you practice. Then let's get started. Watch what I do. Ming held her hands out to the water and started moving her hands back and forth. Naruto watched and saw the water was moving in small wave motions like at the beach. He watched Ming practice, before she stopped, now you try it. Okay, so how do I do it? Naruto asked. Just stand right here like me, Ming instructed, as Naruto followed her move. She continued, now you must feel the flow of the water. Be one with it. She mimed the hand movements that Naruto mimicked. As Naruto did so, he noticed the water wasn't moving like it did with Ming. It's not working. It's okay, even the basic steps don't come to first-timers so easy. Ming explained, as she continued to practice with Naruto. 20 minutes in, Akiza came in and saw the two children practicing, and how's everything going? Akiza asked. Going great. Naruto's finally getting the hang of it. Ming explained. No doubt from having such a good senior student. Akiza ruffled Ming's head, as she giggled. So now I'm gonna be learning from you? Naruto asked the older woman. Correct. And since you got the basic exercise down, we can pick it up from there, Akiza explained. Ming's also learning from me as well. So both of you can learn together. Then let's get this started. Naruto cheered, as Ming giggled. You're funny, you know that? She teased. I am not. Naruto argued. R2. Not. Akiza rolled her eyes knowing this was gonna be a challenge. A few hours later, Akiza was watching Naruto, and Ming were waterbending the water in the pool, creating two swirling pillars of water. The two made the pillars disperse and Akiza clapped. Well done, both of you. We did it. Naruto cheered with Ming as they danced around happily, before giving each other their personal space while feeling flustered. Why don't we break for lunch? Akiza offered. Sounds good to me. Naruto admitted. Soon they were in the dining hall as a chef brought in some delicious food. Naruto salivated in joy, yes. Real food. He cheered. Still not used to the vegetarian diet at the Air Temple? Asami asked. Are you kidding me? I've been eating so many greens I feel like I'm nothing but skin and bones. Naruto replied, as Ming giggled. Well, eat up. Akiza said, as the three ate. As Naruto ate, he decided to ask Akiza a question. Ms. Akiza, can I ask you something? Sure. How are you the adopted daughter of Korra and Asami Bazin? Akiza could tell how curious he was, and answered, well, my parents were originally from the Southern Water tribe. When I was born, we moved to Republic City to have a new life. Then when I was about 6 years old, my parents were killed by a firebender working for one of the remaining crime gangs in the city. He was caught and brought to face justice, but I was left without a home. I'm sorry. Naruto apologized. Akiza nodded, and my parents told me they were going to teach me how to waterbend. But that didn't happen. Eventually I was brought to Republic City Orphanage. I tried to teach myself how to waterbend, but all I did was cause a mess. I got into trouble because of it. I can relate to getting into trouble. Naruto admitted. Akiza continued, I'd watch time after time kids getting adopted while I was always ignored. Then one day Avatar Korra and Asami came to the orphanage looking to adopt. They were shown multiple children to choose from, but when Korra saw me she could see it in my eyes I was the one for her and Asami. Really? Korra could tell I had a kind heart and that I just wanted to be loved. She also could tell I had been through traumatizing experiences. So they adopted me and raised me like their own. When I was 9 Korra taught me how to waterbend, and Mother Asami had shown me the wonders of future industries. I became infatuated with all the ideas and projects the company was working on and voiced some of my own ideas and thoughts. Asami, seeing how smart I was, decided to teach me everything about the company, business dealings, and everything else. It would one day be my place in life to lead future industries into the new age when Mother Asami stepped down as head of the company. Wow! Naruto gasped. I eventually settled down with Coke, who was a pro-bending coach at the time, and months later we had Ming. Naruto smiled as he listened to Akiza, but was still curious about Asami in her relationship with Korra. He needed to get some answers out of her as well. When it was nighttime, Asami was on a balcony looking out into the city, until Naruto approached. Asami-bazan. "Oh, evening, Naruto," she greeted him. "Akiza said you had a good first day of practice." "Yeah, but I'm still trying to work on how to turn water into ice," Naruto admitted. "You'll get it eventually," Asami replied. "Asami-bazan, can I ask you something personal?" Asami looked down at the boy, wondering what he had to ask. "What was Korra to you?" Asami was taken aback, but decided to be honest with him. "Well, Naruto, I first met Korra through Mako. You probably heard how we first met. You ran over him with a bike." He chuckled, and Asami looked sheepish. "Yeah. Since then Mako and I started seeing each other, while I helped Korra in whatever way I could in protecting Republic City. Especially after I found out my dad was part of the Equalists. When I found out Mako really loved Korra, we broke up and I decided to focus on my company. After I heard Mako broke up with Korra during the incident with the civil war in the North and South Poles, I tried to help him through his stress, but we decided it was best we didn't get back together." "I see," Naruto replied. "Korra, despite also being my love rival for Mako, turned out to be one of the greatest friends I could have ever hoped for. We've been through tough times, especially when we captured by the Earth Queen during the Red Lotus incident," she chuckled, "and I was there to comfort her after she started recovering from the incident with Sahir. When I heard she went disappearing after 3 years of being away, I was worried for her. Then when she came back, I was so relieved. It took all of us, including my reformed father, to bring down Kuvura's giant mecha. Unfortunately my father lost his life, and Korra was there in the end to give me comfort just as I gave her comfort after Sahir's defeat." "So then what happened?" Naruto asked. "Well, after the wedding between Varrick and Julie, Korra and I decided to take a vacation to the spirit world, just the two of us. During our stay there we realized how important our friendship really meant to each other. In fact, there was more than friendship between us since then." "More than friendship?" Naruto asked in confusion. Asami smiled. "Yes. It was love." Naruto's eyes widened and he gasped, "Whoa. You two were?" Asami nodded. "I will tell you this, Naruto. Korra was the most loyal and caring friend I ever had. I will always love her." She smiled while looking up at the moon. Naruto looked at the old woman's face, seeing she really did love Korra in a deep way. He had no objection to say, knowing it wasn't his place, so he answered, "Well, you and Korra raised Akiza well. I'm sure she'd be proud to see her teaching her legacy." "Oh, believe me, Akiza feels more than proud to teach you," Asami assured him. "I know," Naruto yawned. "I'm going to bed, good night." He walked back inside. Asami watched him leave and answered, "Good night, Naruto." She then looked back out into the city and started reminiscing about a special moment between her and Korra during their vacation in the spirit world years ago. A few days had passed since Korra and Asami ventured into the spirit world. Korra had introduced Asami to many of the spirits she met courtesy of Old Man Iroh, whom she also introduced Asami to. One night in the spirit world, Korra and Asami during her much younger years stood before a beautiful creek with a waterfall and was surrounded by trees and flowers. The two beautiful young ladies stripped down until both were bare naked in all their glory. "Come on." Korra dragged Asami along, as she laughed. The two jumped into the water and poked their heads out of the water laughing. "Wow, this water is nice," Asami said, as she felt the warmth of the water wash over her naked body. "I know. The spirit world is changing depending on the emotions of who is there. It's especially shifting and changes when I'm around." "I know. You and Iroh told me," Asami reminded her. "Also, there's something else I learned about here," Korra said, as she brought Asami down under the water. Asami held her breath, while Korra did not. Nor was she using a waterbending bubble to give herself air to breath. Korra spoke perfectly with no gurgle in her voice. "The laws of our world don't always apply here. If you just believe you can breathe under the water, it can happen. Go on, try it. Korra beckoned. Asami took her friend's advice and relaxed before opening her mouth and realized she wasn't suffocating. She gasped and spoke, "This is incredible." "I know, right?" Korra asked, as the two laughed and swam around under the water as if they were mermaids. They swam up to each other and held onto each other's hands as they floated under the water. The two surfaced and laughed. "That was so much fun, Korra." Asami said. "Yeah. It sure was," Korra agreed. "Asami, I'm really glad we could come here and get away from everything back home." "I know. And I'm glad I could come here with you. You've shown me a world I never thought I would ever see personally." "Thank you, Korra." Asami smiled at her. "You're welcome. After all that's happened, I'm glad I could be here with you, Asami." I love you," she confessed. Asami smiled, and blushed. "I love you too." Korra spoke. "You know, when I first came here Iroh told me the spirit world is very mysterious. But so is love." Asami giggled. "Iroh sure wasn't kidding about that." "Yeah. Asami, let's make the most of tonight." Korra began, as the two gazed lovingly into each other's eyes. Slowly but surely they started leaning closer, until their lips met into a passionate kiss. As they kissed, Korra wrapped her arms around Asami's neck, as she stroked her long beautiful hair, while Asami wrapped her own arms around Korra's waist. Both were extremely comfortable, especially when their breasts pressed into each other's. As the two continued to express their love, the spirit world started responding to Korra's feelings. The sky above glowed like the aurora borealis, the unopened flowers bloomed releasing firefly spirits that flew above the two in a circle forming a heart. When the two ladies parted they gazed happily at each other before embracing. It cut back to the present as elder Asami shed a tear remembering how much Korra meant to her, before heading inside. One morning in Republic City at the Sato Mansion, in the backyard Naruto was showing Ming a jutsu he learned from one of the scrolls Hiruzen gave him to learn from. Naruto formed a hand sign, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Suddenly in a poof of smoke stood 5 more Narutos next to the original. "Wow!" Ming gasped in awe. "What do you think?" Naruto and the clones asked. "That's amazing," Ming said, as she looked at all the clones, and their solid clones. "That's right," Naruto confirmed, as he dispelled them. "Naruto?" came Jinora's voice. The two kids saw Jinora, Asami, and Akiza approach. Mom, look at what Naruto can do." Ming cheered, as she brought her mother over to see Naruto. "Come on, Naruto, do it again." Okay. Naruto laughed before he did the same technique as before and summoned 5 shadow clones. The 3 women were amazed. "Well done, Naruto. It's nice to see your bending isn't the only thing you've been working on," Jinora said. "Well, Gigi gave me that scroll of jutsu for a reason," Naruto reminded her. "Anyway, I've come to tell you I want to take to meet another old friend of Korra's and Aang's," Jinora said. "Really, who?" Naruto asked. "Well, he's not here per se, but he's not that far of a travel." "Where is he?" "In the spirit world," she answered. "The spirit world?" Naruto asked. "That's right. Since you've still got ways to go about learning the spiritual side of bending, you and I will be taking the portal here in Republic City." "Wow!" Naruto gasped. "Can I go too? Can I? Ming pleaded. "Sorry, Ming, but this is something Naruto needs to do," Akiza replied. "Yeah. Avatar stuff, you know." Naruto asked Ming with a smirk, as the girl puffed her cheeks. So Jinora took Naruto to the wrecked section of Republic City where the portal was. Naruto looked around the wreckage and spoke, "So instead of rebuilding this section, it was decided to be expanded on." "That's correct. This part of the city is mostly where the spirits have created their own living areas, while some still live in the expanded sections of Republic City," Jinora explained, as they finally arrived at the spirit portal beacon. "So once we go through there, will be in the spirit world? Naruto asked. Yes. Take my hand. Jinora said, as Naruto did so. Both of them approached the beacon and were enveloped into its light before disappearing. Suddenly the two reappeared in a beautiful forest area. Whoa, that was freaky. Naruto gasped. You'll get used to it. Jinora giggled. Naruto looked around seeing the forest. Is this the spirit world? It is, or part of it at least. Jinora admitted. This is so cool. Naruto cheered, as the flower buds on the ground started blooming. Jinora spoke, I know, Naruto, but I should also warn you about the spirit world. Your emotions become your reality, especially to the Avatar. Whatever you're feeling, the spirit world will reflect your current emotions. So you must remember to keep a clear head and not let sadness or anger cloud your mind. Naruto committed her instructions to memory. Sure thing. Good. Now come along, the friend I spoke of shouldn't be far from here. Jinora said, as she led Naruto along. As they walked, Naruto took notice of many spirits. Some kind he recognized from back in Republic City, and some all so new. So many spirits. Naruto gasped. That's the spirit world for you. Jinora replied. Are all the spirits here as kind as the ones in Republic City? Jinora answered, well, not all spirits are cooperative with humans. Like who? Well, my dad, aunt, and uncle has a run-in with an angry spider spirit. Ouch. Naruto cringed. Well, that's nothing compared to two other spirits. Jinora replied. What two? Well, there's Ko the Face Stealer. Face Stealer? Naruto asked in worry. Yes. A spirit that can steal one's face. Avatar Kuruk lost his wife to the spirit as punishment for his old reckless ways. My grandfather had met Ko in the spirit world and used him to find the location of the moon spirit. Grandpa Aang had to show no emotion while talking to Ko or risk losing his own face. Whoa. Naruto gasped, and who's the second spirit to be weary of? One Shirtong, Jinora explained, an owl spirit who watches over a library containing just about all the knowledge in both the human world and spirit world. He brought his library into the mortal world in the hopes of bettering mankind with wisdom. With the use of spirit foxes he seeks out valuable sources of knowledge to add to his library. The library used to be located in the Si Wong Desert, and was open to anyone who wished to use it, until mortals like Admiral Zhao of the Fire Nation used the knowledge contained there for warfare purposes. Wan Shirtong also didn't like the idea of Grandpa Aang and his friends using the knowledge to help them in the war despite them wanting to end it for the right reasons. Wan Shirtong ended up burying the library beneath the sand, making it impossible for humans to find. The library was brought back to the spirit world, and when Korra and I went there to try and stop Analek, I found my way into the library. After reasoning with Wan Shirtong, he let me explore, only to find out he had been siding with Analek, claiming he was a true friend to spirits unlike the Avatar. She finished bitterly. Naruto frowned. How could he side with a jerk like Analek? Takes a jerk to understand another, I guess. Jinora replied, as they found their way out of the forest. Hey, what's that? Naruto looked ahead, seeing a tea shop, with many different spirits going in and out of. That's where we'll find the friend I've come to introduce you to. Jinora answered, as they continued on. When they reached the tea shop, they went inside, seeing the place was busy. Wow, and I thought Ichiraku was busy. Naruto said to himself. Jinora looked over, seeing a spirit that looked like a human-sized monkey, Zengwa. She called to the spirit, who jumped over to her, surprising Naruto. Lady Jinora, what a pleasant surprise to see you, the spirit greeted her, and saw Naruto. And who's this young man? This is Naruto. Naruto, meet Zengwa, one of the shop's workers. Jinora introduced him. Well, it's nice to meet ya, Naruto. Zengwa shook Naruto's hand. Likewise, I guess. The boy replied. Zengwa, is the boss in? Jinora asked. Of course. He's been expecting you after all. Zengwa answered. Excellent. Jinora replied. Come right this way. Zengwa showed the two through the shop before going into the back room. They entered an office, as Zengwa spoke to someone in an armchair that wasn't facing them. Sir, your guests have arrived. The chair spun around to reveal Iroh. Excellent, Zengwa. Thank you for letting them in. You're welcome, sir. Zengwa answered, and took his leave. Iroh. Jinora greeted him warmly, as she embraced the old man warmly. Jinora, nice of you to come to the spirit world whole. Iroh greeted her. Jinora looked over at Naruto, who was in shock at seeing the old man. Naruto, I'd like to introduce to you Zuko's uncle Iroh. Iroh approached Naruto and got down to his level while smiling. So this is Naruto. I'm pleased to finally meet you. Wow. You're the Iroh. Zuko's uncle, and friend of the Avatar? Naruto asked in shock. That's right. Jinora and the others have taught you well about history. Iroh said. But how are you here? Naruto asked. Iroh answered, well, after setting all my affairs in the mortal world, I decided to leave my body behind and live here amongst the spirits. You must have been here for a very long time. Naruto noted. Yes, and during my stay here I've made many friends, and even opened up a new tea shop here. Speaking of which, he showed them a full pot of tea with 3 cups. Why don't you all join me for a cup? That'd be wonderful, Iroh. Jinora replied, and Naruto nodded. So the 3 sat down and enjoyed a cup of tea, as Naruto spoke. So how did you know about me? When Jinora found out you were the Avatar, she'd meet me in the spirit world through meditation to tell me everything. It's amazing to see that the new Avatar was not born in any of the cities and places here, but out in the elemental nations. If there's any place that has imbalance, it's out there. Have you ever been to the elemental nations? Naruto asked. Quite a few times during my early years in the Fire Nation army, Iroh admitted. Now Jinora's been telling me how well your bending has been coming since you first started training. She has? Naruto looked at her, as the woman smiled. Yes. She says you've been coming along very well, but your talent on the spiritual side is still lacking. That's what I keep hearing. Naruto pouted. It's nothing to be ashamed of, Naruto. Jinora patted his head. Remember, Korra wasn't able to connect to the spiritual side so easy herself. Jinora is right, Iroh agreed, such things take time. But being here in the spirit world could help your progress. It can? Naruto asked hopefully. You are the bridge between both the human and spirit world. Even though Korra left the link open, you are still the symbol of what truly connects us all. Iroh explained. With spiritual energy stronger in here than in the human world, you may be able to connect more spiritually here. Jinora put in. Cool, Naruto said in excitement. I'm gonna go find a quiet spot outside and see if I can do it. He got up. Don't go too far, Naruto. Jinora warned him. I won't. Naruto replied, as he left the room. Iroh chuckled. Oh, to be that young and spirited again. I know. Jinora chuckled with him. Naruto was outside the tea shop and found an open space not too far from it. He got into a lotus position and started meditating. He breathed in and breathed out, while making sure he was relaxed. Suddenly he opened his eyes and saw he was in a dark place with water on the floor, and before him was a giant cage with a seal tag on it. Huh, now where am I? Naruto asked, as he stood up and heard a snicker coming from all around. Hello, is someone there? He asked, feeling nervous. He saw a red glow coming from the cage, and appearing at the bars was a giant fox. Hello, boy. The creature greeted him mischievously. Wait a minute, Naruto got a closer look. You're the Nine Tails. You guessed it, kid. The creature answered. But if that is you, then I must be deep in your subconscious. I always wondered when you'd finally be able to come into contact with me. Truth be told, I wasn't expecting a visit from you until you were much older. Naruto scowled at the demon's levity. So this is a big joke to you, huh? Well, I'm not laughing. Because of you the entire village I was born at looks at me like I'm a plague. So what do you want me to do about it? The fox asked rhetorically. I don't know, but do you even realize what your very existence has caused me and everyone in my whole village? Naruto called the fox out. The demon fox growled, you're starting to sound like I should never have been born. Maybe I am saying that. Naruto replied. You annoying little. The fox was cut off until a light shined from above. That's enough, both of you. A majestic female voice boomed. The two looked up and hovering down was a giant spirit that looked crown-shaped, and had long tendrils. Its body was white with blue markings all around its front and a diamond shape in the center. Whoa! Naruto gasped. Humph, the fox huffed. The spirit looked down in both, until Naruto spoke up, it's you. It's really you. You're Rava. Rava the spirit of light answered, that is correct, Naruto Uzumaki. I am the light spirit Rava and the one responsible for creating the avatar. I can't believe you're actually here. Naruto said in nostalgia. I have always been inside of you ever since the day you were born. You have no idea how happy seeing you makes me feel. Naruto said with a smile. So she gets the warm greeting and all I get is grief? The fox asked irritated. Kurama, you cannot fault the boy for how he feels. Especially since he doesn't know the side of the story only you know. Rava replied. Kurama? Is that your name? Naruto asked the fox. If you must know, then yes. Kurama answered. Rava looked at Naruto, and you, Naruto, must also know that what happened in the past was not entirely Kurama's fault. What do you mean? Naruto asked in confusion. Rava turned to Kurama. Even though the spirit didn't have an actual face, Kurama could tell she was glaring at him to speak up. The fox sighed, the truth is, Naruto, I didn't just appear out of nowhere in your village and blindly attacked it. You didn't? Naruto asked. Kurama continued, no. For you see you weren't the only one I was sealed inside of. The last one before you was your own mother Kushina Uzumaki. Mom? He gasped. Yes. For many years since the time of your first Hokage, the village of Konoha has kept me sealed away inside another. Before that it was Hashirama's wife Mito, but when her time eventually came to an end I was removed and sealed inside little Kushina. Then the night you were born the seal which had kept me locked away had started weakening and I was desperate to get out. Your father would have succeeded in keeping me at bay, but then some strange figure captured your mother and extracted me from her. Whoa! Naruto was surprised. I would have just gone and went elsewhere to be alone, but the one who released me put me under some hypnosis and forced me to attack your village. By the time I was freed from the mind control I was already in the process of being sealed away once again. This time inside of you. I never would have guessed. Naruto gasped, realizing that Kurama wasn't all to blame. You will do well to remember, Naruto, that while Kurama may be a manifestation of large chakra to you and the village he is very much a living creature like you, the humans, even us spirits. Rava told Naruto. Okay. But how do you two know so much about each other? This isn't our first time meeting, Rava replied, we met thousands of years ago during the time I was still bonded to Wan. Whoa, seriously? Yes. And during that time Kurama was also sealed inside the body of another. Rava. Kurama warned her. Kurama, as a Jinchuriki he has the right to know. Know what? Naruto asked in confusion. Kurama was once a much more powerful tailed beast when he and his 8 brethren were combined. 8 brethren? There's more than just Kurama. Correct, starting at Kurama's number of tails and going down until the best with only 1 tail, Rava continued, this was a long time ago even before the ninja nations existed. Rava. Kurama called her out. I will not be silent, Kurama. The boy has to know. And I agree, Kurama answered, taking the boy in spirit by surprise, but if he's going to find out, let me tell him my backstory. As you wish. Rava replied, and let Kurama continue. As she said, thousands of years ago, I and 8 other tailed beasts were once one single creature, until we were subdued by a man named Hagoromo Otsutsuki, who would one day be known as the Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths? Naruto wondered, as Kurama continued. Yes, he sealed the single demon into his very body to protect the world from its destruction. Like your avatar, Hagoromo also sought to bring peace and balance to the world. The sage, inspired by his youngest son, developed the idea of separating the single demon he held inside him into 9 separate creatures that would be known as the tailed beasts, like myself. Once that was done, he gave us all names. Mine became Kurama. Sometime after this, Hagoromo met with us and told us his time was coming to an end, and that despite us being separated we are still linked, and one day we would come together again under the lead of one who would show us what true power was all about. That was the last we ever saw of the old man. He finished forlornly. Naruto looked at Kurama and thought he could see a small tear in his eye. He didn't say anything, but was starting to feel bad for him. Rava spoke up to the fox. Hagoromo did say eventually the one would lead you and your brethren together. That was a long time ago, and I hardly doubt there's a human out there that fits the old man's bill. Kurama doubted. Don't be so sure, Kurama. After all, I think the chosen one is closer than you think. How do you figure that? Kurama asked. Think about it, do you think it's pure coincidence that the new avatar is a Jinchuriki? Rava asked. The pattern may follow the bending cycle one learned, but the avatar does not just pick any one of the specific born bending ability. I think Naruto was chosen for a more important reason. You believe that? Kurama asked. I do. Maybe one day you'll realize it too, Kurama. I know we are polar opposites, but I implore you to help Naruto through the trials he will face, just as I will be helping him. Kurama eyed both Rava and Naruto before answering, we'll see. He then decided to catch a few winks. Naruto didn't know if Kurama was mad or what. He suddenly felt a tendril on his shoulder, and looked up at Rava. The light spirit spoke, do not worry. Eventually Kurama will come around. He's just a stubborn fox spirit. If you say so, Naruto answered, but Rava, how is it I can see you, but how come I haven't contacted Korra? She's my only past life. Contacting Korra will not be so easy. I was able to manifest here to halt the conflict between you and Kurama. But I know Korra will come to you when you need her the most. I hope so. Naruto replied. In time, Naruto. Rava declared, as the area was illuminated by her light. Naruto woke up and saw he was in the same meditating position, while surrounded by many spirits. He looked at them feeling disturbed and asked, what are all of you staring at? You looked so peaceful. A jellyfish-looking spirit said. Well, stop, it's really freaking me out. He pleaded, and the spirits left. Naruto? Jinora asked, as she and Iroh approached. Is everything all right? Iroh asked. Fine, why do you ask? Naruto wondered. The spirit world was suffering some shifts in its balance. Was something going on with you? Jinora inquired. Naruto answered, actually, yes. I met Rava. You spoke to Rava? Iroh asked in wonder. Yeah. And not just her. Kurama as well. Kurama? Jinora asked. He's the one that was sealed inside me. The 9-tailed fox. So he also has a name. Jinora said. Yeah. And that name really means a lot to him. Naruto added. Iroh nodded. Names is one thing that gives us an identity. The concept applies even to spirits and demons. I know that now. And I know he and I will have to work together from this point on. Because I think the role of Avatar isn't my only role in the world. Naruto said, as he stood up and looked out into the horizon of the spirit world, and Jinora and Iroh stood at his side. As the months passed, Naruto continued to train under the guidance of his bending instructors, while also honing his ninja skills as well. He'd visit Republic City, the Spirit World, the Earth Kingdom, the Fire Nation, and even the Northern and Southern Water Tribes to broaden his horizons. About 6 years had passed, and Naruto stood outside the Northern Air Temple at 13 years of age. Naruto now wore blue boots given to him by the Southern Water Tribe, green pants imported from Ba Sing Se, and a red no-sleeved shirt he bought from when he visited the Fire Nation. In his right hand was an old air-bending glider. He looked out into the distance deep in thought, until he felt a nudge from behind. Naruto turned around and came face to face with a green dragon about the size of a full-grown stallion if not a bit bigger. The dragon snorted, and Naruto smiled and rubbed the dragon's head. "We're going to Konoha, Soreth. Where it all began for me. The villagers who may remember me will be in for a surprise when they see I'm not that little kid they can push around anymore." He laughed. "Naruto." Jinora's voice came, as Naruto saw Jinora riding on Pepper above him. "Are you all ready to go?" "Of course." Naruto answered as he motioned to the sack he was carrying on his back. "Then let's hurry," Jinora ordered. "Coming." Naruto got on Soreth's back. "All right, Soreth. Let's ride." Soreth spread his wings and flapped them a bit before flying up to Pepper. "Let's get going, and this time don't turn it into a race," Jinora pleaded. Okay. Naruto sighed. And so the two flew off on the Sky Bison and the Dragon, with their destination being Konoha, where Naruto was actually looking forward to returning to. As Naruto and Jinora were flying on Soreth and Pepper, they were right above Konoha. As Jinora spoke, "Follow me." She had Pepper fly downward, as Naruto had Soreth follow the Sky Bison. They touched down in the forest of Konoha. After Jinora and Naruto dismounted off their familiars, they saw Hiruzen approach. "Jinora, it's good to see you again." "And wonderful to see you too, Hiruzen." The old ones greeted each other. "Hey, Gigi, how's it going?" Naruto asked. Hiruzen looked and felt lost for words at seeing Naruto. "Naruto, it really is you. Who did you expect?" he asked rhetorically. "Sorry, I'm just amazed at how much you've grown these last few years," the old man said, as the two hugged. "I know. I used to only be up to your knees." Naruto chuckled. Hiruzen looked past Naruto, seeing Jinora's Sky Bison, and next to it was a dragon. "Oh, my goodness. Is that a dragon?" he gasped. "Why, yes it is," Jinora confirmed. "And he's mine," Naruto added. "Yours?" the Hokage asked. "Yeah. Come on, I'll introduce you." Naruto brought him over. "Gigi, this is Soreth. Soreth, this is Old Man Hokage." Soreth looked up at the Hokage and let out a playful growl. The Hokage was still concerned, having never met an actual dragon before, until Naruto took his hand. "Don't worry, he's very docile." Naruto made the old man lay his hand on Soreth's head, and the Hokage started petting the dragon, who enjoyed it. Hiruzen smiled, seeing the dragon really was docile. "Naruto, however did you come across a dragon?" "Well, when I was traveling to the Fire Nation a few years back, I found this dragon lost in the woods, abandoned and injured," Naruto explained. "I brought him back and tended to his injuries with the help from Master Jinora. At first Soreth was a fussy baby dragon, but I showed him I was his friend and wanted to help him. Eventually he grew attached to me, and we grew up together." He rubbed Soreth's head. "And how have things in the village been since we left?" Jinora inquired. "Well, we've had some setbacks, but things have been as normal as they can get," Hiruzen explained, "although my teammates and Danzo have constantly questioned the whereabouts of Naruto, but I told them nothing." "Then they're sure to be in for a surprise," Jinora chuckled. "There's going to be one problem, though," Naruto spoke up. "I don't think my old apartment will welcome a dragon in it." "Don't worry, Naruto. You won't be returning to that place," Hiruzen said. "So then where will I live?" Naruto asked. "Not to worry. I have better living arrangements for both you and Soreth, unless he gets any bigger." "Don't worry, this is about as big as Soreth gets, not too big and not too small." Just the right size to fit into most homes. Naruto explained. Well, then follow me and I'll show you to your new home. Hiruzen instructed. Better cover Sorith just in case. He put some camo tarp over his dragon. So the four headed off into the village, while Pepper stayed behind and under some tree branches. As they walked, the three surrounded Sorith to make sure nobody truly noticed him. Soon enough Hiruzen led them to a normal-looking home. Well, this is it. Hiruzen said. Naruto looked up at the place in wonder. This is where I'm living now. That's right. This was actually meant to be your home since your parents owned it. Hiruzen explained. Cool. Naruto said, as he went up the stairs and to the front door. Hiruzen gave him the key to the place. He unlocked it and went inside, seeing the living room was wide and spacious. Oh, yes. This is more like it. He cheered, as Sorith, Hiruzen, and Jinora entered. The dragon sniffed around the places before curling up and getting comfy on the floor. Looks like Sorith has already made himself at home. Jinora chuckled. The Hokage looked to Naruto. Jinora's told me you've come quite a long way from starting out with your bending elements. You have no idea. Naruto replied. She's also told me how much you've learned from the jutsu scroll I gave you. Yeah. I'm especially good with using the shadow clone jutsu. I can make well over 100. Naruto explained. Such a technique is rather difficult to learn since it has one chakra, Hiruzen explained, but thanks to the fox spirit inside you, the chakra from it makes you more than capable of using the shadow clone jutsu better than most shinobi older than you. Thanks, but for the record don't refer to the fox as it. Because the fox is a he, and his name's Kurama. Naruto explained. Have you met with the fox spirit? Hiruzen asked curiously. I have. And he's not so bad once you get to know him. Trust me, I had these last few years to get to know him. So since you had Naruto learn those jutsu, will he be enrolled in the ninja academy despite missing the first few years? Jinora inquired. Of course, Hiruzen answered, with all he's learned, he should be more than up to date to be skipped ahead to the final year even with academy graduation underway. Plus once Naruto is recognized as a ninja, he will be able to leave the village more freely, especially when on a team. I understand. Jinora nodded. Why don't you get settled in, Naruto? I need to go and make the forms to enroll you into the ninja academy. The Hokage suggested. Sure thing. Naruto replied, as the old man left. Jinora made herself comfy on the sofa as Naruto looked around the house. Jinora knew it wasn't going to be easy to tell him, but she knew it had to be done. Naruto, come sit by me. Naruto, hearing her, answered, okay. He sat beside her. What is it? Naruto, you know I am needed at the air temple to help my husband train the airbenders, you know? Of course I do. Then you understand I can't be with you this often anymore. She answered. Naruto looked up at her. You mean I won't be seeing you again? He asked in worry. Not as much as before, she admitted in regret, but don't worry. If you even need my wisdom, meditate into the spirit world and find me. I'll know if you're there. Master Jinora, I've been with you for so long, you've been like a mother to me. Naruto said, feeling sad. I know. And you've been a wonderful airbending student. I'd like to also think of you as a son. She hugged him. I'll miss you, master. He sniffled. There, Naruto. It's not really goodbye, after all. She comforted him. When dusk hit the village, Jinora was mounting Pepper, as Naruto watched. The old woman spoke, well, Naruto, time for me to go. You'll still write to me, won't you? Naruto asked. You know I will. And I'll be sure to have the rest of your masters write you letters as well. Thank you, Master Jinora. Naruto bowed his head in respect to her. And good luck to you, Avatar Naruto, she smiled. Pepper, yip yip. And with that, Pepper took off into the sky, as Naruto watched from below. When they were out of sight, Naruto headed back to his new home. Later on, as he laid in bed, inside his new room, he glanced out his window thinking, tomorrow I'm enrolled into the Ninja Academy. Master Jinora told me not to use my bending just yet, and I won't disobey her. Eventually he fell asleep. The very next morning, Naruto had woken up to shower and eat. After he changed into his clothes he went to Soreth, who was lying in his spot in the corner of the living room. He ruffled the dragon's head and spoke, "I'll be back soon, Soreth. Just stay inside and out of trouble, okay?" The dragon yawned, "Good boy," he said, before heading out the door. He stopped into the Hokage's office first to pick up his enrollment form. "Morning, Gigi." "Good morning, Naruto. I have your enrollment form right here." He handed Naruto a scroll. "Thanks. I'll see you later, sir." He said his goodbye, as Hiruzen watched him leave. As Naruto walked through the village, he noticed many of them gave him the stink eye, having recognized him even after his time away from the village. He heard some gossip to themselves. "I thought he was dead. I guess it's true that a demon doesn't die so easily. He should have stayed gone. This village was much better without him." Naruto frowned to himself and thought, how the hell could it have been any better when I fucking did nothing to any of them? He started to calm down, and thought calmly, "Easy, Naruto. Remember what you've learned, just let it go." He made it to the Ninja Academy, where he went inside and into the office. "Excuse me." The chunin at the desk noticed Naruto and asked, "Can I help you?" "I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm here about my enrollment into the Ninja Academy." "Enrollment?" The shinobi asked. "I'm afraid you're late for that. You should have started years ago. Perhaps this will change your mind." Naruto gave the shinobi the scroll. The chunin looked at the contents, seeing the Hokage's approval to allow Naruto into the academy. Seeing the Hokage's approval in it, had no objection. "Very well. The class you will be stationed in will be taught under Iroh Umino. This is his classroom. You better hurry, thought. Classes will be starting soon." "Thank you. You've been most helpful," Naruto said, before taking his leave. He walked down the hall before coming to the room. He knocked on the door, and heard a voice from inside, "Come in." Naruto opened the door and walked in, seeing class was in session. The students looked at Naruto oddly for various reasons, some being curious because they've never seen him before, and why he was even there. Standing before the class of students was a man with a scar across the bridge of his nose. "Can I help you?" the chunin asked. "Iroh Umino?" Naruto inquired. "That's me. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and the Sandaime may request that I start the academy at the final year like with your current class." There was a pause for a moment, until a majority of the students started laughing. A boy spoke, "Oh, that's a good one. Like the Hokage would let someone just join the academy now when we had to be here for 3 years?" A girl asked, laughing. Naruto scowled at their ridicule, before looking at Iroh. "I assure you the Hokage's seal is legit." He showed the chunin his papers. Iroh looked at Naruto's papers carefully, before speaking. "Well, it seems according to the Hokage you have been training by yourself for years now and know all of the basic ninja skills. Then I can enroll?" Naruto asked. "Not quite yet. I'd like to see your skills up close. We have a training exercise round today, so we'll see what you go there." "Very well," Naruto answered. "In the meantime, take a seat and we'll see how well you do on written assignments," Iroh instructed. "Okay," Naruto said, as he walked to the desks looking for an empty seat. He noticed a majority of them were taken before sitting in the back by himself. Iroh handed out a pop quiz for the students, and they began writing. Naruto, despite spending a majority of his avatar training doing physical work, had learned how to solve equations and other stuff from professors and such hired by Akiza. When they handed in their tests, they waited as Iroh started grading them. When he returned them, Naruto saw he got a perfect score. He looked at the sensei, who smiled up at him. "Now then class, let's go outside and we'll test your physical skills," Iroh instructed as they all went outside. They stood before the training field where a dummy with a target imprint on its torso was set up. Iroh spoke, "For those joining us, you are to see how many times you can hit the target." Naruto nodded, as he watched many students go before him. Some managed to hit the center target a few times with kunai or shuriken, and some not so well. "Next up, Sasuke Uchiha," Iroh announced. Approaching the standing point was a boy with black hair, and was wearing white shorts, and a blue shirt with the symbol of the Uchiha clan on back. Naruto watched, having heard about the Uchiha clan known for their ocular power, the Sharingan, and heard of the genocide upon the clan by one of their own. He watched as Sasuke nailed the target with all of his kunai. This got a majority of the girls to cheer him on. Naruto could tell this boy was the best in the class, and wondered how well he would be in terms of hand-to-hand. "Naruto Uzumaki," Iroh called. Naruto approached the point and pulled out his kunai. He threw his kunai with all of them hitting certain points on the dummy being in the arms or the legs. Some of the students laughed, as one boy with a puppy on his head mocked, "What a joke. You didn't hit the target at all." Naruto looked back, "Open your eyes, pal, and you'll see I actually scored better." "That can't be right, you didn't hit the target," a pink-haired girl said. "Who said that the target on the torso is the only target?" Naruto challenged, "If you look closely, the spots where I hit would actually be more of an effective hit. If hit in the arm in a certain spot, you'd be disabled and unable to move it, same with the legs, lose both legs you can't stand, and if you lose both arms you can't attack." Iroh smiled, "Very impressive, Naruto. You're about the first one here to ever look for another means." "Thank you." Next up were basic hand-to-hand spars. Naruto watched as various of the students were selected amongst each other to spar against one another, and when they finished they'd show respect to their opponents. Iroh looked on the list, the only ones left are Sasuke Uchiha and Naruto Uzumaki. The students were already concerned, as a blonde-haired girl spoke, "Iroh-sensei, it wouldn't be fair to put Sasuke against the new boy." "Yeah, he could clobber him like that," another girl said. Naruto spoke, "Hey, I'm right here, you know. Don't assume I go down that easily." Iroh spoke, "Correct, but just for a fair warning, Naruto, Sasuke is the top student here. That makes it all the more better," Naruto admitted, as he looked at Sasuke with determination, as the Uchiha boy returned the look. The two took their spots in the sparring ring, as the students watched in anticipation. Iroh announced, "Begin." With that, Sasuke went to attack Naruto by throwing a punch. Naruto did a 180-degree turn avoiding that attack. The students saw this were surprised, while Sasuke was shocked. As Sasuke continued to attack, Naruto remembered his airbending training, Be the Leaf. He thought, as he let his body move as if it was a leaf in the wind. "Look at him move." The pink-haired girl gasped. "It's like he's dancing," a pale-eyed girl added. "Whoa," the boy with the dog said. "I'm glad I'm not fighting him," said a boy with a pineapple-styled ponytail. Sasuke thought to himself, while watching Naruto evade his attacks, "What's with this guy? How can he move like this? Actually, this is challenging." He admitted, but didn't want to give up. Sasuke tried a spin kick, only for Naruto to lean back and avoid the swing. Naruto's hands touched the ground as he flipped back and delivered a sweep kick to Sasuke's leg, knocking him onto his back. The students gasped, as Iroh spoke, "That's game." Naruto looked down and offered a hand to Sasuke, "Good moves." The boy students half expected Sasuke to brush him off like he would to them, but to their surprise Sasuke took Naruto's hand and got back to his feet. Sasuke spoke, "Not so bad yourself. You're more of a challenge than the rest of these guys." "Thanks." Naruto smiled. "But next time, I won't lose," Sasuke replied. Naruto smirked, as the two shook hands, as Iroh smiled. "Well, Naruto, I say you've proven your worth. We'll let you join class even if we're just a few weeks away from the finals," Iroh said. "Thank you, Sensei." Naruto smiled. When the day was out, Naruto walked out of the building, but was stopped when he heard two voices. Hey, there. Hold on. Naruto turned around and saw the pink-haired girl and blonde-haired girl from class. Oh, it's you two. What are your names again? I'm Sakura Haruno. The pink-haired girl introduced herself. And I'm Ino Yamanaka. The blonde girl added. A pleasure. Naruto greeted them. Sakura spoke. First off, I wanna say I'm surprised you were able to beat Sasuke like that. Well, truthfully he was challenging. Wouldn't hold back, that's for sure. Naruto admitted. And the way you fought. How are you able to move like that? Sakura wondered. Naruto smiled. Well, I pretended I was a leaf in the wind. Leaf in the wind? They asked. Naruto nodded. I let the wind guide me as I fought. I've never heard of that style before. Sakura admitted. Ino spoke up. By the way, I like your clothes. Especially those boots. Where'd you get them? Well, I had them imported from a place far south. Naruto explained. Well, it was nice talking to you girls. Bye. They waved bye. Naruto started walking home and said to himself, better pick up some fish for Sorith, otherwise he'll be mad. He stopped as he heard the sound of fighting going on. He followed the sound and saw the pale-eyed girl from class practicing against some training posts. He thought to himself, she's Hinata Hyuga from the Hyuga clan. This should be interesting. He watched with interest. Hinata finished her strikes against the post before stopping for a breather. Suddenly she heard clapping from behind. She spun around and saw Naruto. Impressive. Very impressive. I heard the Hyuga clan was good with their fists. But their reputation doesn't do you justice. Hinata was taken aback by the unexpected audience. Oh, you're the new student at the academy, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto nodded. That's my name. And you're Hinata Hyuga, correct? Buha. Hinata nodded. Well, nice to meet you. He approached. Nice to meet you too. She replied respectively. So you practice by yourself? Naruto asked. Yes. I mean, I used to practice with my little sister and my cousin, but, she looked down. But? Naruto asked where she was going. I was labeled a failure by my father and my cousin. She answered in sorrow. Naruto was in outrage. What? Who the hell tells someone they're a failure? My family. She sighed. I've tried so hard to push myself past my limits, but it's never enough. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Naruto asked, much to Hinata's confusion. Everyone is capable of getting stronger. You just need to be more confident in your abilities, and not let anyone tell you otherwise. You think I can get stronger? Hinata asked hopefully. Not think. I know. And I'd like to help you. He offered. Help me? That's right. I'd like to be your sparring partner after classes. We could learn plenty from sparring with each other. Really? Naruto nodded. Well, that would be nice of you. Hinata smiled. Great. Shall we meet here after class tomorrow? Naruto suggested. Of course. She confirmed. Well, see you then. Naruto walked off. Hinata smiled, and thought, there really are good people out there. Naruto walked through the village before spotting an old favorite place of his, Ichiraka Ramen. It's been such a long time. May as well get it reacquainted with my taste buds. He stepped in. Welcome. The chef Tucci greeted him. Hey, sir. You might not remember me, but I used to come here all the time when I was just a little boy. Naruto explained. Tucci wondered, as he studied the teen's appearance, until the face finally came back to him. Wait a minute. I remember you. Naruto. Naruto smiled. So you do remember me. How could I forget a face like that? Tucci laughed, until his daughter Ayam came from the back. What's going on, Dad? Look who's come back to us. Tsuchi said, as the girl got a look at the young man. She gasped, Naruto, is that really you? In the flesh. He answered. Look at you. You've grown. I am noticed. Physically and mentally, might I add. He put in. Well, it's good to see you. Our shop just hasn't been the same without you here. Tsuchi said. Well, I'm back now, and am I hungry for ramen? Say no more, we're already on it. Tsuchi said, as he and his daughter got to work. Naruto smiled as he awaited for his meal to be made, while enjoying the alluring smell of the food being cooked. Soon enough, sat a bowl of ramen down for him. Here you go. Enjoy. Oh, this looks so delicious, Naruto smiled, as he took a whiff. Hello, old friend, he said before grabbing some chopsticks and chowed down. Tastes better than I remember it. He continued to enjoy his meal, as Tsuchi and smiled at having their fave customer back after so many years. That night at the administration building, Hiruzen was at meeting with his teammates and Danzo. Danzo spoke up, Hiruzen, is it true Naruto Uzumaki has returned to the village? Yes, he has, Danzo. Hiruzen confirmed. And you just allowed him to enter the ninja academy at the same year as the final class without having to go through the bottom? Homura inquired. Iroh sent me the results, and Naruto has proven he's too advanced for those of first-year academy students, Hiruzen began, why he even managed to hold his own against Sasuke Uchiha, the top student. What? Koharu gasped. You don't expect us to believe the runner-up for Rookie of the Year to be taken down by an amateur who's had no ninja training whatsoever? Danzo asked in skepticism. Naruto has had plenty of training these last 6 years. When the time comes, you best be prepared for what is in store. The Hokage warned them. Is that a threat, Hiruzen? Danzo squinted his eyeball. I'm not the one who makes threats, Danzo, Hiruzen squinted back, I'm the one who makes promises. Danzo with nothing more to say got up and took his leave, followed by Homura and Koharu, who gave their old teammate a respectful bow before leaving. Hiruzen looked at his crystal ball and saw Naruto at his home feeding Sorith some fish. Naruto, I wish you the best of luck for whatever you face from this point on. He thought. 3 weeks had passed since Naruto joined the Ninja Academy. During those weeks he made quite a few friends, such as Shikamaru, Chuji, and Shino from the Nara, Akimichi, and Abu Rami clans by showing Shikamaru the game of Paisho, enjoying snacks with Chuji, and understanding how important insects are by Shino. Sasuke had become both his rival and close friend. Kiba of the Inuzuka clan was mostly envious of Naruto and his skill. He had also gained a fan club following just as Sasuke had before he enrolled in. And like he promised Hinata, began training with her every day after classes to improve her skills and confidence. One morning, it was the day of the academy graduation. Naruto was up and ready to head out before he patted Sorith's head. This is the day, Sorith. Wish me luck. Sorith gargled in response, before Naruto headed off. As Naruto walked through the village, he felt as if he was being watched. He glanced back, seeing a poorly done rock disguise. He rolled his eyes. Konohamaru, rocks aren't even squared. Popping up from the fake rock was a boy wearing a long blue scarf. It was Konohamaru Sarutobi, the Sandaimi's grandson. Oh, man. Nothing gets past you, Aniki. I know. But, hey, just keep at it and you may fool me one day. Naruto chuckled. And I promise you I will. Konohamaru declared, as he walked off feeling determined. Naruto smiled as he continued on, until he made it to the academy building. When he entered the classroom, he saw the rest of the class already in their seats. He found an empty seat next to Hinata and Sakura. Hey, girls, mind if I join you? Oh, good morning, Naruto. Hinata greeted him. Not at all. Have a seat. Sakura answered, as Naruto sat in between them. So, you two nervous at all about the exam? Naruto inquired. Not a bit. Sakura answered. I think we'll all do fine. Hinata put in. So do I, Naruto agreed. Soon Iruka came into the room. Morning, class. Morning, Iruka-sensei. They greeted him. I hope you've all prepared for this day, because this is where we test if you have the basic requirements needed to become shinobi of the village. Should you pass, you will be given a Konoha headband just like mine. He motioned to the leaf symbol headband around his forehead. And so the students one by one were being called to follow Iruka into another room to take the academy exam. When each student came out, they were now wearing a Konoha headband to prove they passed. Iruka called out, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto stood up, that's my cue. Good luck, Naruto. Hinata smiled. Thanks. Naruto followed Iruka. In the next room, Naruto stood before both Iruka and another Chunin named Mizuki. Naruto secretly frowned at Mizuki. Despite the man always being a happy persona, there was something about him Naruto was uncomfortable with. Now then, Naruto, to pass the exam you will require to demonstrate the henge technique and the clone jutsu. Mizuki instructed. Is that all? Naruto asked rhetorically. All right then. So Naruto started off with the henge jutsu, and from where he stood now stood what looked like Korra as a teenager. After looking at old pictures of Korra, he was able to get the looks of her perfectly. Both Chunin were taken aback by what Naruto turned into. When Naruto changed back, Iruka spoke, good job, Naruto. Though who was that you changed into? A secret girlfriend of yours? Mizuki teased. Naruto scowled at Mizuki's teasing, nothing like that. Let's just say it was someone very special and leave it at that. Iruka and Mizuki dropped it, as Iruka instructed, next you're required to make at least 2 clones. As you wish, Naruto said, as he got in position and formed a hand sign, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Suddenly 2 more Narutos appeared at Naruto's side. Naruto, that's Shadow Clone Jutsu. Iruka gasped, as he and Mizuki were surprised. Yeah. And that's better than the average clone jutsu, Naruto added, so do I pass? Iruka smiled, you pass. He got up and presented Naruto with a Konoha headband, wear this with honor and loyalty, Naruto. Will do, sensei. Naruto answered, as he held the headband in his hands before tying it around his forehead. He left the room and returned to the classroom. Naruto went back to his seat, as Sakura spoke up, congratulations for passing, Naruto. Thanks, Sakura. I'm so happy for you. Hinata smiled. Thanks, Hinata, and I'll be happy for you as well when you pass. Naruto replied. Hey, what about me? Sakura asked suspiciously. Don't worry. I'll be happy for you too, Sakura. Naruto said, and Sakura felt at ease. And eventually all the other students had taken the exam and passed. Outside the academy after class, the students were being congratulated by their parents and families. Naruto looked around feeling left out that there was no one there specifically to congratulate him. Naruto shrugged it off and decided to just head home. When nighttime fell, Naruto and Soreth were on the roof of his house, with Naruto holding onto his air gliding staff. He looked to his dragon partner, you ready, boy? Soreth growled in excitement, let's go. He unfolded his staff as it became a glider. Naruto took off into the air using his staff to fly, as Soreth flapped his wings and flew after his partner. Every night since Naruto's return to the village, he and Soreth would fly through the night sky so Soreth could get his exercise since he couldn't do it during the daytime or be spotted. As they flew above the forest area, Naruto and Soreth were doing some tricks in perfect sync. After they flew around enough, Naruto spoke, how about we head back, boy? Soreth looked as if he agreed. Before they could head back, Naruto looked down and saw someone making off with a very large scroll, scratch that. Something's up. He took it down as Soreth followed him. They got down closer, as Naruto hushed Soreth to wait back, while he flew ahead to head the figure off. Hold it right there. He ordered as he landed on the ground. The figure stopped, as Naruto continued, pretty big scroll you got there. And with the Hokage's seal on it as well, the figure brought his head up revealing to be Mizuki. You? Naruto, there isn't time. I just stole this scroll back from some thieves, and they're after me now. Mizuki explained frantically. Thieves? Naruto inquired. Yes. I want you to go to the Hokage and inform him of this matter. Mizuki ordered. Naruto squinted his eyes at the Chunin before answering, You're lying. What? Mizuki asked, What are you talking about? Don't play innocent with me, Mizuki, Naruto called his bluff, you're not being pursued by thieves. You are the thief. He declared. Naruto, that's a bold accusation. Mizuki frowned. I know I'm right, and you know it. I know there weren't any thieves coming from the direction you were running from because I was also coming from there, Naruto explained, while not wanting to tell him he was flying above previously. Confess, Mizuki. Mizuki's innocent demeanor changed to that of a psychopathic look. Yes. I stole this scroll from the vault. But why? Naruto demanded. Let's just say I know some people who would pay a fortune for this scroll. Mizuki explained deviously. Naruto frowned, You're a traitor to our village. And you're worse than a traitor. Mizuki retorted. What the hell's that supposed to mean? Naruto asked, but knew what he was prepared to say. You mean you don't know? Mizuki asked rhetorically, No, of course you don't, since it's forbidden to be said. Well, I say screw that rule. The truth is, Naruto, the nine-tailed fox that attacked our village years ago and killed so many of our beloved shinobi and our fourth Hokage was actually you. Naruto didn't respond, and Mizuki continued, That's right. You're the fox spirit that killed so many lives just for the sheer delight of killing. That's just the way demons like you are born. Selfish. Greedy. Abominations to the world. He was cut off as Naruto had shot a blast of fire at him. Mizuki looked and saw Naruto standing tough with his fist smoking. Selfish? Greedy? Interesting choice of words coming from you who's actually stealing. Naruto shouted. I don't have to listen to demons' words. I got places to be. Mizuki said, preparing to take off. Oh, you're not going anywhere, Naruto replied, we're not going to let you. We? Who's we? Mizuki inquired. Me and this guy. Naruto let out a whistle call. Suddenly a roar echoed in the forest, as Mizuki was confused and worried. What was that? Suddenly swooping down was Sorith, who shot a fireball at Mizuki. The ninja jumped away before the fireball could impact with him, creating a crater-sized hole in the ground. What the hell is this? He cried. Naruto answered, as Sorith hovered at his side, This is the last night for you as a free man. He approached and stomped into the ground and caused a boulder to come up, and was hurled right at Mizuki, who barely dodged it. The traitor frowned, as he dropped the scroll, and whipped out a large shuriken and hurled it towards Naruto. The blonde used airbending to redirect the weapon so it was heading for Mizuki. The traitor jumped before the weapon could impale him. Mizuki landed back on the ground looking at Naruto in confusion. This can't be. You're not this strong. Shows how little you know about me, Naruto replied, and I'm not a demon. I'm something much more. I'm the Avatar. And I think it's time for you to pay for your crime. Never. Mizuki tired to run, only to find his feet were contained in the earth, keeping him from escaping. Oh, I think you will. And I've got a class to teach you before I take you in. He summoned multiple shadow clones, as they all spoke. My class is Pain 101. Your instructor is me. Mizuki watched in terror as the Narutos approached him and the sounds of painful hits echoed through the forest. Mizuki soon laid on the ground beaten to a bloody pulp, as Naruto and Sorith stood above the traitor proudly. That takes care of that. Naruto declared, as Sorith let out a growl of agreement. Suddenly Sorith heard the sounds of others approaching and quickly flew into the trees above to hide. Naruto looked behind and saw Iroha arrive on the scene with fellow Chunin Izumo and Kotetsu. Naruto? Iroha asked. Hey, sensei, what kept ya? Naruto asked. Izumo asked, seeing Mizuki unconscious, what happened here? I caught him stealing the scroll from the vault and took him down. Naruto answered. You took him down single-handed? Kotetsu asked in disbelief. Mizuki may talk a big game, but as it turns out talk is all he is. Naruto explained. Iruka approached, and smiled, well, done, Naruto. Not even a shinobi for a full day and already you've done the village proud by catching a traitor. The Hokage will be pleased when he hears of this. Naruto nodded, well, you guys can take this guy to lock up and the scroll back to the vault. As for me, it's late and I need my sleep. He hurried off, as Sorith followed him from above. When Naruto and Sorith returned home, they went inside with Naruto laughing and cheering, oh, was this an awesome night or what? He asked Sorith, who roared happily, Sorith, tonight we'll be sleeping like heroes. Sorith curled up into his sleep space and fell asleep. Naruto spoke to himself, time to tell Master Jinora the good news. He got into the lotus position and started meditating. When he opened his eyes he was in the spirit world and right outside Iroh's tea shop. He walked inside seeing the shop was closed for the nighttime even in the spirit world. However, he did see two familiar people sitting down at a table having some tea. It was Iroh and Jinora. Room for one more? Naruto asked. The two looked over and saw the unexpected night visitor. Naruto, welcome. Jinora greeted him. Always a place for you here no matter what the time, Iroh answered. Naruto smiled, as he walked over and pulled up a seat to join them, have some tea. Iroh poured him a cup. Thank you, Iroh. What brings you here this late, Naruto? Jinora inquired. Well, first off I wanted to show you I earned this today. He motioned to the headband on his head. The Konoha headband, Iroh began, you graduated from the Ninja Academy today. Precisely. Naruto confirmed. Congratulations, Naruto, Jinora smiled with joy, I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Master. And that's not the only thing that happened tonight. Oh, what is it? Iroh asked. I stopped a traitorous shinobi in our village from making off with one of our village's jutsu scrolls. Really? Jinora asked in interest. That's right. Me and Sorith took him down like that. Was Sorith seen? Jinora inquired. Not at all. That's good, after all not everyone in the world especially the ninja nations could take to seeing a living dragon as easy as others might. The airbending master explained. I know, Naruto nodded, and tomorrow, is where we have orientation at the Ninja Academy as genin. Before you go, Naruto, how about a quick game of Pi Show? Iroh offered. I'd be delighted. Naruto answered, as Iroh set up the Pi Show board for them to play, as Jinora watched them, while still feeling overjoyed to hear of Naruto making the genin level of shinobi and believed he would continue to go further while being a shinobi and the avatar. Naruto awoke the morning after the night he stopped Mizuki from stealing a scroll of jutsu. After washing up, changing, and having a bite, he grabbed his new headband and tied it around his forehead. He walked into his living room seeing Sorith stretching. Naruto placed a bowl of food by him. Eat up, Sorith, he said, as his dragon chowed down, good, boy. I'll be back soon. He left the place. Naruto rather than walk all the way to the academy, decided to run across the rooftops, and jump from one to another. When he saw he had to make a far jump to the next roof, he jumped as far as he could normally before spinning and created a gust of wind at the soles of his boots to propel himself further. With that he managed to reach the other building's roof. Yes. He cheered, before continuing on. When he arrived, he went inside and into the classroom to join his fellow classmates. Before Naruto could decide a seat, Ino called him over, Naruto, over here. She said, as Naruto saw Ino sitting next to Hinata. Naruto taking the invite sat next to Ino and Hinata, morning, girls. What's up? What isn't up? Ino asked rhetorically, this is our final day as a class. She's right, Hinata nodded, who knows what will happen to us after today. Always best to be prepared for anything. Naruto answered, as he kicked back and relaxed until Iruka entered. Good morning, class. He greeted them. Good morning, sensei. They responded. I'm glad to see all of you could make it. I'm proud to have been your academy instructor these past few years. Iruka started getting sentimental, but now it's time for you to move on from the academy and go out there to serve your village as Konoha shinobi. The students cheered in excitement, as Naruto thought, yeah, can't wait to see what surprises await for me out there. Iruka continued, now then you will all be paired off in a team of 3 genin under the guidance of a Konoha jonin. I'll start by reading them off now. Iruka started reading off names of classmates. As he read them off, Naruto thought, team of 3, huh? Well, a majority of these guys in class I get along well with. Though I'd want to be on a team who can support me fully and ones I can do the same for. Squad 7 shall consist of Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka listed off, catching Naruto's attention. Sakura Haruno. Sakura looked up as both she and Naruto felt interested, and Sasuke Uchiha. The 3 genin looked at each other curiously, until each of them gave a smile showing they could work with that. Hinata looked at Naruto thought dismally, oh, I wanted to be with Naruto. Ino had similar envious thoughts herself, why does Sakura get to be with both Naruto and Sasuke? Next is Squad 8 composed of Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Abu Rami. Iruka continued. Hinata looked at both Kiba and Shino, and knew that while there was nothing wrong with them, Kiba did have a sense of be-piness, and Shino, despite socializing with Naruto, wasn't sure how well he'd do with everyone else, especially with Kiba. Iruka eventually reached the final squad. Finally, Squad 10 shall consist of Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Chujiya Kimichi. Ino sighed to herself, well, guess it's only natural for the 3 of us to be paired so we can carry on our family's team legacy. She thought. So troublesome. Shikamaru sighed. Chuji just ate his chips, not having any problem with the arrangement. Your jonins will be by to pick you up momentarily, Iruka continued, good luck to all of you. Hi, sensei. The graduates answered. As they waited, one after another jonin shinobi were picking up the genin teams they were assigned. The only team remaining was Squad 7, who looked bored out of their minds waiting for their sensei. Naruto was growing impatient, if our sensei doesn't get here soon I'm going home and take a rain check on the meetup. Come on, Naruto, it can't be much longer. Sakura tried calming him. It better not. Sasuke hoped. Suddenly they heard the door slide open, and stepping in was none other than Kakashi, the former Umbu Inu. The 3 looked at him awkwardly, until he asked. Squad 7, I presume? Yes. And if you're our sensei then you're late. Sakura said dryly. Sorry about that, I kinda got lost on the road to life. He explained sheepishly. Naruto eyed Kakashi, recognizing him, Inu. Well, then. Let's meet up top and get things underway. Kakashi suggested, as the 3 got up and followed him. Soon enough they were on the roof of the academy, where the 3 genin sat before their new sensei. Kakashi began, now let's start things off with introductions, who you are likes, dislikes, hobbies, and even goals in mind. Why don't you go first so we get an idea? Naruto suggested. Alright. My name's Kakashi Hatake, and as you know I'm a jonin, he began, I prefer to keep my likes and hobbies to myself, my dislikes are random actually, and truth be told I've never really set any goals in life. That's helpful. The 3 thought simultaneously in dry tones. Alright, let's start with you. Kakashi motioned to Naruto. Okay. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, eating ramen, the people I look up to and admire. My hobbies include training, relaxing, and just having a good time. My dislikes are corruption and imbalance, oppressors, dictators, and just plain bullies. My goal in life was at one time just to become Hokage and achieve acknowledgement, but now I wish to bring balance and peace in the world. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke were stunned by Naruto's introduction. Especially the parts about his dislikes and goal in life. Sakura thought to herself, I didn't know Naruto was so affected by such things as corruption and dictators. I wonder why. Sasuke thought to himself, bring balance and peace to the world. Sounds impossible. Kakashi had his own thoughts on the matter. Seems your avatar training has done wonders on your outlook on life, Naruto. He then turned to Sakura, alright, let's hear what you have to say. My name's Sakura Haruno, I like hanging out with friends and studying. My hobbies include cooking, improving my own ninja skills, and being with my friends. She secretly eyed her new teammates, but most of her focus was on Naruto. My dislikes include jerks who underestimate me, and when people talk about my... She glanced upward at her forehead, never mind that. My goal is currently to be the best kunoichi I can possibly be. Kakashi nodded, and we'll make sure of that. He looked at Sasuke, and now for you. My name's Sasuke Uchiha. I hate plenty of things, and my likes include training and pushing myself past my own limits. My hobbies are sparring with Naruto since he's the only one strong enough to keep up with me. Naruto smiled at the compliment. As Sasuke finished, my goal is to avenge my clan and bring the one who took it from me to face punishment. After a brief moment of silence, Kakashi spoke up, all right. Tomorrow morning we will meet at the training ground for your final test. Final test? Sasuke asked curiously. But we already graduated. Sakura reminded him. That was to test if you had the essential requirements to be a shinobi. My test will test your worth as one. The three genin having no way of objecting nodded, as Kakashi had one last thing to tell them, and don't bother eating breakfast. You'll only throw it up. Sakura cringed at that while Naruto and Sasuke were concerned, until then. Kakashi vanished. Naruto spoke to his team, I say we eat breakfast. What? Sakura asked, but you heard what sensei said. I heard him, but a ninja can't fight if he's hungry. Hunger is something that can throw a ninja off their game. Naruto explained. He has a point. So I'll eat tomorrow. Sasuke said. Well, if you guys are sure. Then I will too. Sakura nodded. Guess we should rest for tomorrow. Sasuke suggested, as he and Sakura were prepared to leave, until Naruto spoke up. Wait, guys. They stopped and looked back. Yes, Naruto? Sakura asked. Could you two walk with me? There's something important I have to talk to you about. He requested. The two were curious, as Sasuke answered, okay. Where to? Follow me, Naruto said, as he led them to the spot in the forest area where he fought Mizuki. No one will bother us here, I'm sure. So what did you want to talk to us about, Naruto? Sakura inquired. The true reason why I hadn't attended the Ninja Academy when just about all of you started. I was out of the village for 3 years. 3 years out of the village? Sasuke asked, as Naruto nodded in response. But why? Sakura wondered. Iroha-sensei said on the day I first came to class I had been privately training for 3 years. The reason my training was private because the stuff I was learning was something not anyone in the village could teach me. And what's that? Sasuke inquired. This. Naruto answered as he performed some fire-bending tricks, taking the two by surprise. Whoa! Sakura gasped. That's nothing, check this out. Naruto continued as he performed some earth-bending on some boulders, airbended the wind around them creating a refreshing breeze, and finally waterbend a pillar of water from a nearby lake before turning the pillar to ice. Naruto, what kind of jutsu is that? Sasuke asked feeling lost for words. Naruto answered, this isn't jutsu, Sasuke. This is bending. Bending? Sasuke asked in confusion. Bending what? Sakura asked. Bending of the elements, Sakura. You're not making any sense. Sasuke said. That's okay. I didn't understand it myself at first, but I eventually caught on. But how can you do bending, Naruto? Sakura wondered. Because I'm the Avatar. He answered. Avatar? The two asked with raised brows. Naruto nodded, sit down. I'll tell you the story. So Sakura and Sasuke sat down on the grass, as Naruto began to tell them the story he was told years ago about Avatar 1, the spirits, Aang, and Korra. He finished, and now the responsibilities of the Avatar are on me. Both Sakura and Sasuke sat there with shocked expressions on their faces, until Sasuke answered, no way. Naruto nodded, way. Naruto, no wonder you said how much you hated dictators and corruption. Sakura said flabbergasted. Yeah. Every avatar throughout history faced some kind of corruption from someone, Naruto answered. One dealt with Vato, Kyoshi had Chin the Conqueror, Roku and Aang had Fire Lord Sozin and Ozai, and Korra dealt with people like Amon, Unalaq, Zahir, and Kuvira. And do you think someone like any of them exists out there? Sakura asked in worry. No doubt about it, Naruto confirmed. There will always be conflict in many ways and forms, and someone will always try to throw the world out of balance. But the Avatar must maintain balance in the world no matter what. That is the never-ending mission. So much responsibility. Sakura said in surprise. Naruto nodded, and it's my mission like all the avatars that came before me. Sounds like you got a lot on your plate. Sasuke noted. Yes. But I've been taught by the best benders out there in the other nations. I have no intention of letting them or anyone else down. I wanted to tell you guys this because this is my way of trusting you with a secret of mine that not many in the world know about yet. Yet? Sakura questioned. Eventually it'll become known to everyone who the next Avatar is. At least to those who know of the legend of the Avatar. But for now, until something that is a threat to all of the world or to our village itself emerges, I am Naruto Uzumaki, Genin of Konoha. Sakura and Sasuke got up, as the Uchiha spoke. Naruto, thank you for telling us this. Yeah. Sharing something like that with us takes a lot of guts. Sakura added. And you got a lot of M. Sasuke smirked. Naruto smiled, thanks guys. Tomorrow let's pass Sensei's test together. Both nodded, as they did a three-way fist bump, before going their separate ways. Unbeknownst to them, Hiruzen was watching them through his crystal ball. He smiled as he watched the scene play out. Nice to see you can trust your friends with this secret and burden, Naruto. Perhaps one day you'll have the guts to tell them your other secret. But that depends solely on you. End chapter. So this part ends here. If you want to see next part of this series, like the video now, and share the story with your friends. Bye bye.